What's up? That feeling that you are feeling. I want to describe this feeling that you are feeling and what's happening right now. And it's been happening. This I know this has been happening, Ali. I know like the last 2 to 3 years. But when it first started happening, it was mild. It was mild glimpses. It was mild visions. It was mild hearing. It was mild seeing, and feeling. But now, every day beyond those last 2 or 3 years, it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. It's ready to kick the door in. Boosh, I'm here. What this is, and pretty much everybody is feeling this, and they don't know why. But then again, you better know why. It's all about who you vibe with and what type of vibe they can bring to the table, and what they can allow you to feel. And a lot of you are starting to feel this, especially the ones that watch me, because you pick up on my vibe, and this is the vibe that I've been sending out. But now, since we're getting closer and we're bonding and we're nurturing and we're loving and we're caring for each other, this thing wants to kick the door open in for you. I got mine. Now you gotta get yours. First, you gotta be told what it is. But this is what it is. Um, a lot of you, whether you were born, in the 40s, born in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, it does not matter what year that you were born in, but what's going on, the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, the thousands, whatever, is calling you. Your body's calling, distant lover, I will be right here. Baby, have no fear. This year that you were born in is calling you. The 70s is calling you. The 80s is calling you. The 90s is calling you, because these years are coming back around. But they coming back around in modern day form. And you haven't done anything with it or about it. You haven't acted on it yet. You've just allowed yourself to see the glimpses, and you've just allowed yourself to feel what you feel. And you're sometime, more often than another, your memory bank takes you back there to some amazing days, some beautiful days, where you felt at your best, when you felt safe, when you felt more confident, when you were more pure before you entered the world and got integrated with people that was able to help you self sabotage yourself, or help you destruct yourself, or help you destruct others. It was just a good place to be back then. And a lot of you all love old school music, but I want you to hear me out here. You're gonna start hearing old school music, and some of you have, but it's gonna be a different type of old school music. Now, you hear all kinds of old school music, and you know all the old school music, but it's going to be specific old school music, like music that you remember, like when your mom was in her prime, and your dad was in his prime, and your mama was, cleaning the house on the weekend, and she had them records, and she threw on a certain song that you didn't forgot, and somehow you were so little, but when you hear it, you remember that song, and you grew up on it, and it's gonna be this thing about the song gonna hit you, that you remember getting in your mom's record collection. You know how your mama had that record collection with all them records underneath the bottom of that drawer, and you would pull them out and look through and see all the records. It's gonna be songs that you got some type of familiar connection with, but you can't make it out, and you're gonna look up the record for it, and you're gonna see that record. Oh, that's that record. My mama had that record. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be certain parts of the house that you grew up in that comes to visit you. And some of you that will be looking for a house or looking for an apartment, you're going to move in, and this apartment, like, you're gonna have certain features that resembled the house that you grew up in, but this is the house that was the most memorable to you, and you really really had a good time, and you was happy, you were really really in your happy spot. And what I like about this feeling, because that childhood memory that's calling you, that's trying to get back in touch with you, it has a lot of magic in there. Like, it has a lot of twinkle twinkle in there. It could do some things that you couldn't do, because you were in a different mind frame at that time. You were in a different mind state that time. You didn't have anything to worry about. You didn't have bills to worry about. Now you had chores, and you had plenty of them, but other than that, all you had to do was do chores and talk on the phone, and be happy. It's gonna somewhat take you to a place like that. But when this and then when you go to react on it, you're going to help bring that feeling to life. You're going to get some plants that mother used to have. You're going to collect vintage, record players like mom used to have, or vintage things, boots and CD players and CBs that dad used to have. You're going to start bringing it to life, and you're going to bring these looks back to life, whether that be bell bottoms or paddle pushers, but it's gonna have a unique swing to it. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna put it together, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. You're gonna put it together where it's so fly in 2026. Somehow y'all got to send me some pictures of this, because it's about to go down. And it's just like the world gonna be going like this, and it's just that thing. People make the world go round. You're really getting ready to find out and see the beauty of what each individual brings to the table. But it's getting stronger and stronger, and it's happening. But I don't think you're going to really start upgrading until um 26, and cars, vintage cars, but you know y'all gonna start pulling them out, but but you're gonna drive them the way the old pimps and players used to drive them in their day. You're gonna push the type of rim, you're gonna bring out their rims. Some of y'all gonna bring out some Daytons, or bring out different ways that uncle had it laid out. You're gonna reinvent, you're gonna create a lot of moments. A lot of you are going to create a lot of your mother's moments, in pictures and poses. And 26 is gonna be beautiful, because it's just gonna be a whole classic world for a classic man and a classic woman. I love you all. Stay in good spirits here. Mwah.